Today I will try to wrap with mobile phones teardowns. So we will do 4 of them in a row. Sagem RC712, a small Siemens, Motorola D520 and the bloody Motorola Flare. We will start with the bloody Motorola Flare because it is a real piece of crap. So as you can see, no screws. The case is all clipped together except for this screw here. So the antenna comes off like so. It goes to the junk. And here I have Torx screw. And of course, it should be too easy to have the correct screw head handy. So I need to find the correct one. I hope it will be this one. Excuse me for that. Yes, and in fact it was very loose, so no problem here. So since you have removed this screw, to open the case of this thing you have to pry the clips all around and tear the thing apart like so. It is really not made to be repaired, this thing. The other ones so far has been easy to take apart and reassemble, but so here we have a tube for the antenna all smashed, as you can see. We have a rear case with silver coating, shielding coating, and gated code 23 of January 1986. So it is an old one, made in Germany by Motorola. Type number 6200. So we have one PCB which is attached still by clips, it seems. Yes, like so. So it is obviously the main PCB. It unmates with control panel PCB. Here we have a SIM card reader for a full-size SIM card. Lucent chip here. Atmel, probably for firmware. Motorola something. Other side. Motorola SC416776. Here the RF stuff. Battery connectors here. Big flat total capacitor here. Excuse me, I'm back. So I was telling here, big flat orange tantalum capacitor, and nothing special on this PCB. Looks to have missing a piece of shielding here. And here also, maybe I did already go in that phone and remove the shieldings, not sure. So the front piece, the front PCB, same thing, we have to unclip this plastic retainer in order to access to the front PCB like so. Oh, you can see this is quite dirty inside, quite disgusting. Maybe I can just pull this white plastic thing, remove it like so. No, not even. So we just have a ringer, no speaker, the SIM card contacts with SIM sensor, and the tiny LCD display, which seems to be interesting. maybe it is some display you can reuse. So this will go directly to the recycling anyway. Front side, some shielding here, or some kind of gasket at least. And you can see the front, I will not remove it, but the front part is clips inside like so, and it is in two parts. So quite interesting, but this one is glued at the same time. Really a weird construction, this thing. So this go to the recycling. And next one. These two junk. Next one, which one? The Sagem one maybe? So this is a quite strong one, as you can see. Well made this. Missing the antenna, of course. We have 4 screws. Last one is hidden here. Okay. So these are good screws to retrieve. And yes, it separates like so. We have a warranty void if removed sticker. Now it is void. And we have this backing plate, which is attached with a lot more screws. So this was well made. I wonder what we have in this. This one is really hard. Oh. Okay, it is the antenna support thing. You can see nice little brass piece here. So this cover comes off. We have conductive paint and insulating tape. So we have in here, we have a big capacitor with it is glued in place, so it is not going to move. Interesting. And it comes off like so. Keyboard. Quite nice one here. The front piece is made of 2 parts, obviously welded together. And here we have the PCB, microphone assembly, like so. Looks like we have 2 microphones. It is quite weird. Or maybe this is a ringer or something like this. We have this assembly here coming off like so. Flat PCB for the flex PCB for the keyboard on the display. Speaker is double-sided tape attached and as a little connector. And here we have the display. Not sure. Oh, it is just press fit with contacts here, a strip of contacts. And it is 4 lines display, it seems, with 2 clip-on boards. Okay, here nothing else to see. I do not see any backlight LED on this thing. No, it looks like there is no backlight, even for the display. It is interesting. Yes, we must have yes, we have 2 LEDs for the display backlight, but no keyboard backlight. Does not seem to have any one. need to remove this. Check. No, nothing interesting. Okay. So the PCB, big, what must be a Siemens chip here. Sagem Siemens. And the main RF section is under this cover here, which will require some help to remove, like so. We have one chip, one kind of Hitachi hybrid, and one little maybe oscillator. Can I remove this cover here? Yes. Not much to see. Two more of these packages, in fact, and little coils. Quite. PCB quality is not bad, it is quite thin, but apart from that it is okay. One big unpopulated IC here. Interesting. Okay, so get rid of unwanted parts like the scrap, and we go to the next one, the big Motorola. So here we have 4 screws to remove. You can see the big battery compartment in this one. An antenna plug here. On the battery, it is one of the phones in which the battery did leak and did completely ruin the battery contacts. And of course, I haven't got the correct torque speed. Not sure which one it is. This one maybe. At least it is working for these bottom screws, which are very tight. And here, well, it is working also more or less, but it looks like the screws, yes, the screws are smaller here. At least one of them, it is weird. And of course, hidden screw here. I did remember about this one. So, try to get rid of the last remaining screw. Or just pry it off like so. Okay, we have here, obviously, we have all the shieldings. As you can see, no shortage of shieldings here. Little piece inside here, probably a ringer. A little speaker. The antenna tube for extensible antenna with some Kapton tape. And we have this PCB and nothing else. So it is a one PCB construction here. Quite thick, pretty serious keyboard here, nicely made. And some crystals from the leaking battery. So we have backlight LEDs. Since it is the adapter plug here on the side, quite unusual. Two small shieldings here on each side, and on the back everything is shielded. So let's do it. try them off with the help of some precision tools like so. First one, you can see an enormous orange capacitor here, quite impressive. I will remove it completely later. Next one, this must be the main processor probably, because it is a very big one. Trying to find a spot where to attack it. It is not that easy. Like so. Oh, it is quite fun how he did cut all around. Oh, we have a bare die ships here. I think it is the first time I see them in these old phones. Look at them. Made by Intel. It is an Intel flash memory at least for this one. This one we don't know. There is no real brand on it. Again an Atmel chip. It must be for firmware. Trying to remove it before I cut myself, because they are like razor blades, these things. This one too should be removed. It is not fun. Sometimes you can just unclip the shieldings, but here they are all welded in place. So next one here, a big IC. Next one, this one, same thing. I need to remove it. So I guess the last one are the high frequency stuff. Like this maybe for this one, yes. Looks like we have a power transistor here. 4-pin package at least. Black package. The tricky part is we do not know where there is stuff behind, so try not to break too much components. Too many components. Okay. This part side is good to go. Really not a lot of parts in the high frequency section in this one. We have two more little ones here. Some passive parts under it. Just capacitors, resistors it seems. And here one little IC. Okay. Here you can remove the display like so. With a clip-on board, of course. Okay. So now the last one, the small Siemens. So this one I did never take apart before. I do not know what to expect. First we have no screws. It is a Siemens C25. I see clips here on the side. No idea how to do with them. Yes, it is clipped all together. Well, in this case, I think it is the best way to proceed. Again, this one must be almost impossible to repair without breaking anything. Looks like we have here a gap, at least can work. It is attached very strongly here, so this one is not fun. It must be why I did never open it before. Here we are. So, nicely made inside, it seems. Look, we have a nice speaker here with metal clamp, keep retaining it in place. More metal parts here. Backside we have looks like everything is modular and removable, like what we have on Nokia. All Nokia's phone. Microphone can be removed, and this also slides off. This also. So it is interesting to have easily removable parts on a completely impossible to open case. Maybe you need a special jig to push at the correct locations and release the clips, but not easy this one. Here are the electronics. So we have one more speaker. Looks like one simple piezo speaker here. Maybe useful. We have the keyboard contacts, the display with clips keeping it in place, and a connector, so you can remove the display. The connector did just break. We have little clip-on bar on film in this display, and we have lots of shieldings, but at least this time it looks like we can remove them without breaking anything. Yes, so very complicated one here, and one big capacitor. It is not attached, but maybe it is clamped by the shielding at least. We have an Hitachi module here, something else here. Maybe I can remove this cover. Yes. Tiny, so the small parts, of course, under it. I hope I am avoiding the warranty with doing all this. Okay, so we have one more of these hybrid modules with little power transistors, dies bonded directly on it, so it will be worth looking at with a USB microscope. So here we must have processing stuff, processing power. Yes, nice little cover, as you can see. We have dialogue chip. This is that Infineon, two Infineon chips. This must be the processor PMB 2800E. Little coil here, and we have one more shielding here for the other RF components. ALPS modules, more Infineon. Okay, so this was a fairly compact unit, except for this big capacitor flying the breeze. The battery dock connector here is broken. I don't know if I did break it myself or if it was already broken. Not sure. Maybe you will find out watching the video. Okay, so it was the last of mobile phones. In the next upcoming video someday, soon, we will have a look at all these hybrid modules under the USB microscope. It will be interesting. So, thanks for watching. Bye bye.